My name is Trevor Flynn with Draeger ES, Kingston, Ontario, Canada. Today we'd like just to walk through our MRS 1624. It's a mine refuge shelter for 16 people for 24 hours of support. So at the entrance of our shelter you can see we have a very heavy-duty door. This door is set up to be able to seal the shelter from the outside atmosphere. On the outside we have indicators, the green beacon being always on, representing that it's a safe space to go to, and the red light is to indicate that there's an issue with the shelter. Either the air or the power has been removed from the unit, therefore requiring some service, or in the case of an event for use, it's telling the oncoming occupants that the system is not going to have either power or air, and they'll be on backup systems when they go in. Inside, this would be the airlock for this particular unit. And an airlock, in the event that this shelter is equipped with air, the purge cycle would start automatically as the door opened with this safety switch here. And at that point, this would be purging. And once you close the door behind you, there's a timer that would time out for 1 minute duration to remove contamination. In here we have a CO monitor. So if there's any contamination that's coming in with the occupants, the individual gas monitor which would indicate to the user what the gas levels are in this airlock. So we try to use a simplistic activation plan with easy steps to follow, with where the item is or what you'd be looking at, and then what you would need to do in the case of each step. Going on to the main chamber. So this system is set up to be self-sufficient, in this case up to 24 hours. We make them up to a 72-hour duration. Inside the shelter we have a main room activation plan. Again, following the numbered steps similar to what was in the airlock. These are the simple steps to go through if we have air supply to our shelter. As it's noted, if the air supply is not available, then we have another secondary set of instructions for our backup recirculation plan. This is our redundant system for ensuring our breathing air is not contaminated or is in a breathable condition for the duration. And again, some simple steps, in this case changing to alphabetical instead of numerical. And again, just following the location and then action once you get there, with a brief description of what each step is or what needs to be done. This is the hub of the system. This is our Schneider Connex 4000 watt inverter charger. So we have our main battery coming into the unit, our controller, all of our breakers. It's very important when we have everybody in here, each person generates heat. Therefore, because it's a enclosed space, the heat's going to rise fairly quickly. So you need to deal with that, and in this case we use an air conditioner. So if the mine that this is going into would have an air supply, we take the air supply, and we'll show you some filters out back. We do a 3-stage filter set, and then through here, and just simply open this ball valve, and that's taking care of your fresh air. If for some reason the air system is down, then we have a redundant system here in our Draeger breathing protection unit. This is a fan-based scrubber system that can accept soda lime cartridges to remove CO2, or we have canister threads available as well for any of our Draeger mask canisters. Can go into each one of these locations and remove any gas that may be required, for example CO or others. The back of the shelter we have our mechanical area. We put some fairly heavy-duty doors in the back to protect the items back here. We have our rating plate for the unit, which we have third-party inspected for electrical safety. We have our battery set, which is, again in this case is good for 24 hours with 16 people. This is mainly supporting the fans and the air conditioner in the unit. We have our 3-stage filter set, which I mentioned earlier, for our breathing air systems. It's a step-down transformer, taking the 600 volt mine supply to 120, 240 volts AC for our inverter charger. Main disconnect, and our mini split AC unit of reusable or cleanable air filters, just in the event that there is contamination in the mine. trying to keep the fins on the air conditioner as clean as possible for as long as possible, as that's going to be important to keep the ambient temperature within the shelter sustainable for the full 24 hours.